This topic, you will learn how to modify dimensions in the general ledger. Now, with the feature dimensional modification, you'll be able to modify analytical values on a journal entry by entry basis. This includes assigned and unassigned dimensions, quantity modifications, and allocation modifications. This is typically used after transactions from a submodule have been posted to the general ledger. You discover the dimension value was incorrect. For example, you select admin value for your departmental dimension, and it should have been marketing. You're able to change it. Now, there's also prerequisites. In the dimension type setup, the Change Final Entries box has to be checked. And in your GL account numbers, you have to have dimension types assigned. Let's go ahead and take a look at the process. You entered and posted an AR invoice, and the financial posting, of course, went to the GL. At period end, you notice the journal entry cost center dimension, which should have been administration, was actually marketing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the entry to begin with. Now let's go to, this is the entry. We go to legal, and the line in the pop-up view, you can see the cost center dimension is marketing. If we go try to select it to change it, you notice that it's impossible to change. Now, because on the dimension type cost center, we set it it's modifiable, even if it's posted to the general ledger. Now you can do this under current processing and dimensional modifications. And then you enter the criteria. Because we know the company, let's go ahead and do that. We also know the site. Other criteria we can enter, of course, but we'll go ahead and enter the dimension type because we know the dimension type. And that's the cost center. Very important area is selection. This is not a quantity change, so we're going to uncheck quantity. We would like to see a log so we can have an audit trail. And we need to select the dimension type that we would like to change. And also, we want to make sure that we can modify that dimension type. We can enter other dimension types as well, but we only just want to change one. To narrow down the focus, we'll actually select the date. And then we click OK to generate our results. And here we are. This is the transaction, as you notice. You also noted dimension types. You can see the cost center that we wanted to show. It also shows the market dimension type as well. You notice that if I select it to try to change it, I can't select it. But I can select cost center because I said I wanted to be able to modify it. So I make a selection. And I'm able to select administration. Once I make my selection, I save it. I can also look at the entry without having to go to journal entry, just by selecting entry here in the right panel, and it'll show me the modification change. I can go to the line, look at it in the pop-up view, and as you can see, the change has been made. Now, closing this also produces a log. As you can see, the log, and it shows the change as well. So you've learned how to use dimensional modification feature that allows you to correct an analytical value on a journal entry posted to the general ledger, and also maintain an audit trail in a log that shows you the before and after.